Anyway, I'm just going to show you no ascension, no extra difficulty, how I approach each character. I am not an expert at this game. I've just played it a lot. It's one of my favorite games. I think I'm fairly good at it. So I'll teach you what I know. Anyway, I first like to look at my whale bonuses, and then I like to check the map, and I'd like to kind of plan out which path I'm going to take. There aren't a lot of elites to fight. The reason I'd like to go after elites is because they drop relics. The most amount of elites I can fight are if I take this super elite along this path into this elite, which we might be able to pull off. Card remove is quite strong, but I think adding a random relic might be better. Bronze Scales is good. We are facing the slime boss. Kidoke. Alright. I don't usually recommend going after the super elite in the first act, but we'll see how we fare. Alright, so for Jawworm, I'd like to just make sure I don't take too much damage from him. But Jawworm does scale pretty rapidly, in that he starts buffing up his strength and dealing more damage to you, so it's important to kill him as quickly as possible. So we're going to bash into strike, because that'll keep him vulnerable for one extra turn. So as you can see, he's going to hit us for 14, but he's not going to block next turn. And we do not have enough damage to kill him, because it puts him down to 12, that puts him down to 3. So I'm going to opt for blocking twice and then hitting him once. And now we have enough damage to kill him, and we didn't lose any HP because we have Burning Blood, our starter relic that heals us back up to full HP. Alright, our first decision. Some of this I have the beta art ticked off just because I like the beta art. Alright. So, early on in the first act, you want to prioritize dealing damage, because basically the first act is all about killing things before they can kill you, and trading as much HP for buffs and relics and strength and cards as you can. So for that reason, even though Spot Weakness and True Grit can both scale up more later, I'm going to pick Dropkick because it's an attack. It's basically free damage if the enemy is already vulnerable, and we already have a way of making the enemy vulnerable with Bash. So I am taking Dropkick. Okay. You really can't go wrong here. But looking ahead, we are about to go to this campfire, which is basically a free upgrade for us. I don't foresee these things being a large issue, so we'll probably use an upgrade here, but then we don't get any other upgrades. Yo, what's up, Unholy Bun? I'm doing how to play Slay the Spire for people newer to the game, so this might be a little boring for you. Anyway. You really can't go wrong upgrading or removing a card here. I'm going to upgrade our Bash so we get more value out of Dropkick, because upgraded Bash applies 3 vulnerable. That is going to help us against the slime boss when we need to split him during his phase. And we're about to remove a card in this shop, so I don't really think we need to remove 2 cards. Apotheosis is a card that I pretty much always buy if it's available, if we don't have something like a Molten Egg or Toxic Egg or things that upgrade stuff for us. We can't afford it, which is fine. You might be tempted to purchase a cleave here, which isn't necessarily the wrong move, because it's like, oh, I'm going to fight the slime boss and I don't have any AoE in my deck. Seems like a good thing, but card remove is simply stronger. Get rid of those basic strikes. They aren't helping you. My voice is too low. Yeah, I have to speak quietly because my wife is sleeping. So, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, so now we have a choice. We can do 2 question marks and a hallway fight into this, into this. Yeah, I think we can take the 2 question marks. I'll try to talk a little bit louder. Put a gain filter on my mic. Oh, can I do that? Hold on. Oh. Oh, geez, man. Is that better? Is that louder? A bit more. Okay, let's do more. How's that? Is that better? I didn't know I could do that. Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much. Hopefully y'all could hear what I was saying earlier. Okay, so for this event, we are playing as Ironclad, who heals 6 HP at the start of every combat, and we're at full HP. So losing 11 HP is nothing we're worried about right now. We're taking the gold. Easiest decision. Next event. Okay. We can get more gold, or we can remove a card from our deck for 7 HP. Now, I just told you that removing cards is extremely powerful. We don't really need gold immediately. We're not going to a shop anytime soon, right? Not until the next act. So I'm going to lose the 7 HP and remove another card. And I think I'm going to remove another strike. Because, again, we're going to be upgrading our deck with more attack cards in the first act. So getting rid of one there is not a big deal. Oh, the louse. So I just like to at least hit one of them to get rid of their buff. And then we can take out this one and block that one. Easy peasy. Lice fight, pretty easy. Alright, we get a strength potion. That's good for the slime boss fight. Alright, and now we are greeted with 2 very good block cards and an uppercut. Again, this is Act 1, general rule of thumb. You want to take the damage. Uppercut is a great card. It keeps our vulnerable going. It also applies weak, which helps mitigate some damage. We are taking uppercut. I reckon we upgrade uppercut here and then go into the super elite. Alright. So now we can use the strength potion here on this super elite, who has 8 metallicize and 2 extra strength. That's his super elite buff, but then he's going to drop the emerald key for us. You need the emerald, the sapphire, and the ruby key in order to unlock the true final boss, which I will show you how to do since I'm teaching. Now, at any time, you can look at your deck by clicking the bottom left corner here or by hitting A on your keyboard. If you're on console, I think there's some kind of hotkey. But notice that there's only 10 cards in our deck right now, right? You can go look at your deck in the top right corner here. There's only 10 cards in our deck. And each turn, you're going to draw 5 cards. So, by looking at my next hand, I know it's going to be stronger to open against Lagavulin with my next hand. Think about it this way. I can play Bash now, and that'll deal 10 damage, apply 2 vulnerable, and then play a strike. And that will wake up Lagavulin. And then I have to fight him with whatever he's going to do during the next turn. But if I wait until next turn, I can hit him with 13 damage, apply 2 weak and 2 vulnerable, then hit him with a drop kick and 2 strikes, which is more damage. It's a better way to start the fight. So, I'm not going to play any cards this turn. And now I've drawn this hand. So here's an uppercut. Here's a drop kick. And then here's strike. That was much more damage. And now he is going to be weakened when he attacks us here. And what do you know? I get another uppercut to keep him weak and vulnerable. So now we can play another strike to deal damage, or we can block the 5 damage. We're essentially already blocking 5 damage from him being weak. Instead of hitting us for 20, he's hitting us for 15. This is a fight where Lagavulin very quickly gets stronger. So you need to kill him before he kills you. Might be tempting to play a block here, but it's smarter to play a strike. We're just going to eat the damage. Now, keep in mind, we would like to go fight another elite so we can get another relic. So we do need to have some HP. We're going to get 6 HP back at the end of this fight. We might get more HP back because of this event. And then we have to make it through a little bit more to get all the way to the slime boss, and we might need to rest here. We'll see. Wouldn't have been the worst idea to use the strength potion for this fight, but I'm kind of saving it for the slime boss. But yeah, as Unholy Bun just pointed out, what I think is smart in this situation is to apply more weak and vulnerable, and then take a block here, because for the next 2 turns, we'll be able to do... for the next turn, we'll be able to deal damage without him attacking us. The turn after that, he's going to put a debuff on us. So in this scenario, I'm going to take the block. Take the 10 damage instead of the 15. Dropkick is going to deal damage and let us draw a card. Hopefully it's a big damaging card. It is not. Okay. We'll make do with whatever we get in this hand. Okay. It's an uppercut and 2 strikes. This uppercut will deal 18 damage, and then the strike will deal 17. So it's a good thing that turn that we decided to deal the extra damage, otherwise we would have taken another 15 damage here. We killed Lagavulin before Lagavulin killed us. And we get our rewards. Ornamental Fan stacks very nicely with Dropkick, because it helps us play an extra attack each turn, which gives us more block. There's the Emerald Key we talked about. We get a Swift Potion, and now we get to choose a card. Okay. All 3 of these are good cards. Pummel is an okay card. It will do well in our deck. It's more damage, which is a good thing. Metallicize and Flame Barrier, you really couldn't go wrong picking either one of these. If we were fighting the Hexaghost, I would probably choose Flame Barrier, but we're not. We're fighting the Slime Boss. Pummel is going to be better against the Slime Boss, and it's also another damaging card, so I'm taking Pummel. We'll go get our chest here. Art of War. Okay. You sure don't see any traps nearby. Okay, so. We're going to take this, even though it's going to cost us one of these 3 things. Becoming cursed is bad. Avoid getting cursed at all costs. It's just bad. Taking 20 damage would put us down to 29. Is 29 enough for us to kill this elite, go through these trials, and get here and get to the slime boss? Maybe. We are Ironclad. We do heal. Losing 6 max HP... in the long run might hurt us a bit, but Ironclad has a lot of ways to get his max HP back, and also has a lot of ways to heal. So, because we're playing Ironclad, we're going to take the 6 max HP penalty, and then go into this elite. It is Sentries. So, this will be our next hand, or something close to it. Unfortunately, we did not draw either one of these this turn, which will help get rid of one of these artifact charges. What we could opt to do here is utilize Art of War. And by not playing any attacks this turn, we will have an additional energy next turn. So if we draw both Bash and Uppercut, Bash will get rid of an artifact charge. Uppercut will then apply Weak and Vulnerable to this one back here, and we'll take less damage. And we'll kill this thing faster. Not the worst idea. Let's give it a shot and see if it works. So, not playing any attacks. Gonna use our Art of War and see what happens. Okay. We drew Bash and we drew Uppercut. So I'll start with the Bash to get rid of that artifact charge, and then we'll play an Uppercut. Now he's weak and vulnerable. We will take 15 damage here. We will deal some of that damage back with our Bronze Skills. Now, we can just wipe this thing out. And we can block some of that damage coming in. Now again, let's look at the hand that we have coming up, because we're certainly going to block this turn. Do we want to play a pummel here so that we have an extra energy for next turn? We're not going to be able to block next turn anyway, and this is the one that's going to be attacking us. So I say let's just deal as much damage as we can to this thing. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh well. No way to finish it off. So we'll take more damage there. But this is all okay. You know, we are taking some damage. But that's okay. Gonna take this thing out and then hit this one. We are losing some HP. And that's okay. We are the Ironclad. We can take the hits. Okay. I hate this relic. Oh, we got a cultist potion. Great. Alright. I'm going to take a pummel strike here. Deal lots of damage, draw a card, and then the upgrade is even better. It's a great card. Anything that says draw cards in it is a good card. So we're taking it. I would normally go for this one, but we only have 18 HP. So I'm not going to risk it. I usually risk it as much as I can, but not when there's only 18 HP. Let's take this hallway fight. You may have asked why I didn't take the question mark here. When you do a hallway fight, you get 6 HP back because you're Ironclad. You get gold, and you get a card reward. That's all guaranteed. It is better to do that than to take your chances. We can, depending on this, how this hallway fight goes, choose another hallway fight, or choose to do an event. You generally want to take as many hallway fights and elite fights as you can without dying. So that's what we're doing. Anyway. So we'll probably just want to uppercut this one. And then, excuse me, block. So we only take 5 damage. And then we'll heal 6 back, so we actually had a net gain in life here. We went up 1 HP. Okay. Headbutt is not a bad card. See, this is why we were removing strikes, because the cards you can replace strike with are just straight up upgrades to strike. They're just better. So we'll take a headbutt. Here I feel okay taking my chances a bit and taking an event. We have a fair amount of gold. If this is an event that like heals us, then we can upgrade here. I feel comfortable taking the event here because we have the option of healing or upgrading at this campfire. So let's take the chance. Oh, it's a shop. All right. Ooh. Ooh. It's a good shop. Body Slam is not really going to work in this deck. This deck doesn't block very well right now. Evolve literally has the Slime Boss in it to kind of hint at like, yeah, this is a good card to have against the Slime Boss. Whenever you draw a status card, meaning, you know, the slimes or burns or whatever, you draw a card. So in essence, the statuses aren't really affecting you that as much. However, it's 72 gold. It's kind of expensive, whereas we could get some of these nice relics instead. Now, Orange Pellets is one of the best relics in the game. The problem is we don't have a power. It says you have to play a power, attack, and a skill all in the same turn. So in order for us to even get this to work, we would have to buy an Evolve, which isn't a bad thing. We could totally make that work. Orange Pellets is a great relic, but, you know, we have options. The thing you should think about right now is what's going to kill the Slime Boss. Can we get away with only going into this fight with 19 HP? Now, if we use our Strength Potion and our Cultist Potion, yeah, we can probably get away with that. So, what are the cards we should take here? Orange Pellets into Evolve might not be the worst thing. It's just not going to help us immediately. Molten Egg is a great relic, but it's not going to help us right now. So, I reckon Anger and Thinking Ahead or Anger and Card Remove might be our best bet. Anger because it's on sale. It's a cheap, really consistent, really powerful damaging card. I think that's pretty sound. We'll take an Anger, and then we will remove a Strike. Yeah, and we have a little money left over, but I say we save it. We have 3 really solid potions here, so let's keep them. All right. So what do we do here? Do we upgrade or do we rest? I don't love these upgrades. Anger is a good one. Headbutt's a good one. Pummel Strike's a good one. They're all solid upgrades. If I were min-maxing and trying to get the best out of everything, I would upgrade. If you're newer, it's probably better to take it safe and just take the rest. I'm going to push it to the limits and see what happens. The best card here to upgrade against the Slime Boss is probably Pummel. Because doing that extra 1 time of damage when you have a Strength Potion and a Cultist Potion is going to be a very heavy hit to the Slime Boss. So, we're going to drink both right away. Ka-ka! Now, I would prefer to hold on to Pummel until a later turn. So I actually don't think I'm going to use it. In fact, I think I'm going to use all 3 potions here to try to get something else in our hand, like an uppercut. Yeah, that's better. because we're not going to be able to eat the Slime Crush hit that he delivers to us. Okay, if that's 18 damage, and that's 19, that's 13, that's 26, right? 26 plus 18, which is a lot of damage. That's 34 damage, which is going to put him just under where we want him. We don't want him to split just yet. So if we do this instead, we'll put him right at 71. And since he's right at 71, now he's not going to deal 35 damage to us, don't worry. We're going to split him. So we're going to deal an uppercut. This will let us play dropkick, which will let us draw a card and get an energy back. Hopefully it's an attack. It is not an attack. That's okay. We'll get rid of one of these slimed, so we don't have to draw it the next cycle. Okay. What's that? 35 damage plus 14. We can pretty much wipe this one out. And that's why I wanted to keep it for later instead of using it earlier. And then he is also going to split, but we should be more than capable of taking it out given all the strength we had. So I may have underestimated, or I'm sorry, I may have overestimated how strong the slime boss was going to be. I probably didn't need to use all 3 of those potions. I am used to playing on the highest difficulty where we most certainly would have needed all 3 of those potions. Okay, so now we're presented with our first very difficult choice. All 3 of these are excellent cards. All 3 of them are very good. I feel like a lot of... Yeah, no damage taken. You're damn right, Unholy Bun. I don't take damage. So, Immolate is a very, very good card. I love this beta art. You know what? I think I'm going to keep that on. This is fine. Immolate is a very good card. We don't have an area of effect or an AoE card in our deck, so you might be very tempted to just grab that. This is fine. But the better card here is actually Offering. People are like, oh, it's like, I don't want to lose 6 HP. That sucks. You're Ironclad. You're going to heal 6 HP anyway. The upgrade is to draw 5 cards. That's a third of our deck. You can draw a third of your deck with a card that's free and then gives you 2 energy. Offering is a really good card. Now, if this were the beginning of Act 1, I would say pick Immolate, because Immolate just shreds Act 1. It just destroys everything. It makes your life a lot easier. But later on, Offering in the later rounds is going to win you the fight. Limit Break is a great card. Really, really powerful card. We don't have anything in our deck that gives us a strength boost, though, so we can't take it right now. So that's why we're picking Offering. All right. Okay, we can pick Velvet Choker, Philosopher's Stone, and the Harry Potter, or Astrolabe. Hopefully you don't pick Velvet Choker ever. Don't pick this relic. It is almost always going to screw you over. Having extra energy, but then not being able to play as many cards is an oxymoron. Why am I giving you more energy if I'm limiting the amount of cards you can play each turn? It's only helpful in a very small amount of situations. So what does this deck want? Do we want to transform some cards and upgrade them, or do we want energy with the penalty that our opponents will deal more damage to us because they all start with 1 strength. Well, looking at our deck, we don't block very well. We really don't block very well. So as much as I would like to have another energy in this deck, we just picked an offering. That gives us plenty of energy. We have Dropkick, that gives us some energy back. This might kill us. This Philosopher's Stone might be a blessing in disguise. Astrolabe is a consistent... maybe I wouldn't say consistent, but of the 3 options we're given, Astrolabe is probably the safest. So that's why I'm picking it. We don't need these strikes, so I'm at least transforming both of those. We don't need them, right? We have Pummel Strike, we have Headbutt, we have Anger, we have Dropkick, we have Pummel. We don't need these strikes. They are bad cards. I hate to get rid of one of our blocks because we only have 3 cards that block, but hopefully this will turn into something that blocks. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Okay. Well, we got another Pummel, which is interesting. And then a Feel No Pain and a Juggernaut. So, cards that are like very much encouraging us to block. We need to find some block cards. That's now going to be our priority. And that's where I like to start in Act 2. I like to decide, all right, what does our deck do well, and what does our deck not do well? Right now, our deck does a lot of damage fairly quickly. It keeps things vulnerable to keep the damage going. It draws cards, it gives us energy. You know, the more attacks we play, the more block we gain. Things get hurt by hitting us. I'm just reading off the relics here. If we don't attack, we'll gain extra energy. We're making a fair amount of gold. We're not blocking very well. And now we have 2 relics that can help us do that. But we got to get some block cards. Okay. So... played Don't Knock on the Coffin Lid. The mechanics are interesting because you can equip things. They have bonus sets. You can also upgrade strike cards to give them bonus effects. Yeah, I mean, in this game you can upgrade strikes. That sounds like a cool game, dude. I'll have to check that out. Anyway. Let's see. We could fight up to 3 elites if we go that way. We could do 2 hallway fights, followed by a shop. We could do 3 hallway fights into a shop. And then fight these 2 elites, but we could also take this path and then get 2 campfires, 2 elites, I think, and then into the champ. I like this path the most. Yeah, let's do that path. Let's go this way. Ah, the birds. See, if we had chosen Philosopher's Stone here, and we encountered this bird fight, instead of the birds dealing a grand total of 15 damage to us, they'd be dealing 30. Because instead of hitting us for 1 times 5, they'd each be hitting us for 2 times 5. That's 10 damage each. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. Instead, we can mitigate a lot of this damage. Also, each time these birds hit us, they're going to get 3 damage dealt back to them. So, here's what we're going to do. For starters, we can knock this bird down. We can literally just watch this. There. We knocked it down. Now it's not going to do damage to us. Now, if we uppercut this one, it's only going to deal 0 damage to us because 0 times 5 is 0. That's better than using a defend, right? Because we're damaging it and we're weakening it. So let's do that. And you know what? Heck, either one of these is fine. Let's do that one. We gain some block. We're only going to, because again, we have Ornamental Fan. We're only going to take 1 damage from this, and watch how much they're going to damage themselves from our Thorns relic. That relic that we had picked at the very start of the game. We didn't pick it, but we said, hey, give me a common relic. That's my whale bonus. So far, it has dealt 48 damage. That's about 6.8 or almost 7 damage per combat. Watch these numbers go up. Watch this. Watch how fast they're going to go up. How's that for padding your stats? Yeah, this fight alone kind of bumps up the amount of value we got from bronze scales. By the way, this is a mod. I think it's called STS Relic or something. It just tells you, it gives you stats for each relic. In other words, how much has this relic helped you throughout this run? Bronze scales has helped us a lot. Ornamental fan, hasn't really helped us that much. Usually once per combat we're getting this thing off. Art of War, same. We're not really getting a whole lot of value out of this. Golden Idol, we've gotten 36 extra gold, and that's going to keep going up. But anyway. I think we should start with a drop kick, because that way we will get to draw a card and get some energy back. Nice, okay. This thing is going to end itself because it's going to attack us 5 times. So Thorns is going to kill it. So we'd be better off just getting rid of this one or hitting that one. I say we get rid of this one because it's dealing damage to us, and I don't like damage. Now this one buffed itself, which is not ideal because now it's going to deal 10 damage to us, but it doesn't matter because we can 1, 2, and 3, and then we knock it down. And then we boop, and it's gone. And we're at full HP. We get a potion. We already have 2 pummels, so we don't really need a twin strike. We already have an anger. We don't really want another one. Cleave? Cleave is okay. Yeah, it's an AoE card, but there are better AoE cards. I know it's upgraded, which is nice. But we would really like some more block cards. We would really not like to load up too much on attack cards right now, so I'm actually going to skip this reward and go to the next hallway fight. And we encounter this gentleman. So we certainly could bash, drop kick, and defend in anger. That's one way to do it, or we could juggernaut and block. I think this is better. This just gives us a little more value because we'll play a 3rd attack to give us 4 block. And then we'll defend. That gives us 9 block. Now he's going to debuff us. And when he debuffs us, anytime we play a skill, it's going to generate one of those exhaust cards, which is annoying to deal with. If we have a Feel No Pain in play, it essentially makes it so that those cards help us. Let me show you what I mean. I would normally play an Offering here. And you know what? I'm just going to, because it's going to help us a lot. See, we took 6 damage, but who cares? We're going to play a Feel No Pain, an uppercut, a pummel, and another pummel. There we go. So yeah, we could kill this guy right now. But just to kind of show you a point. So we get this Dazed card now that we might draw. Just in case. I'm going to make sure he's pretty low on health to make sure I don't take damage from doing this. Oh, well, we didn't even draw the Dazed card. My point was going to be, if we draw the Dazed card, when it exhausts, we have Feel No Pain in play. Feel No Pain says whenever a card is exhausted, you get 4 block. So essentially drawing one of these Dazed cards gives us 4 block. So it actually helps us. It's a very, very, very strong power that Ironclad has. I would argue like one of his strongest powers is Feel No Pain. Because Ironclad exhausts cards. Lots of his cards say exhaust in them. Look, Pummel has it. Offering has it. Corruption is a card that makes all your cards exhaust. Exhausting cards is very powerful on Ironclad. And see, we played Offering, we lost 6 HP, but then we got it back. Being at 73 HP instead of 74 is a negligible difference. An upgraded Thunderclap. It's not a bad card. But again, we're looking for block cards. Clothesline is kind of just a weaker uppercut. I mean, it does a little more damage, but it applies more weak if we upgrade it. But I don't think we need it. Again, we're really looking for block cards, so maybe the store will have some. Okay. We do, in fact, have some. Champion belt's expensive. I'm not going to buy a prismatic shard. It's going to be very confusing to explain to people. Okay. We definitely want a Shrug It Off. This is 8 block, and we draw a card. If we upgrade it, it's 11 block. That's just a defend on steroids right there. That's just so much more value than a defend. So we'll take a Shrug It Off. We're very happy to see that. Next, we could remove a card, but if we'd probably just be removing a defend, which again, we kind of want block cards. We'd like some things that are stronger than defend, but I don't think card removal is the best choice here. Could have got a ceramic fish. Helps us get a little more gold, but we're not in a huge gold bind right now. I think what would be better is a Battle Trance or a Combust, or both. Now, Combust doesn't help us with the champ at all, but it's a power, and it is an area of effect power that we can use if we need it later, which could come in handy. We don't have any area of effect cards quite yet. And Combust is an okay area of effect card. It's not a great one. But we will take a Battle Trance. Card draw is almost always good. Battle Trance has the caveat that you can't draw any additional cards after you play it, but it's free card draw in case you don't have any of the other card draw in your hand. So we're taking it. And I suppose we could take either an energy potion or a liquid bronze, but I think we're in good shape for now. I think we'll hold on to our gold. We're doing pretty well in gold. Meanwhile, the Ritual Dagger is something that can be pretty game-ending. This dagger has lots of potential in scaling power. We are taking it, without question. Now we need to start playing a little bit differently, because we want the last card we play each turn to be a Ritual Dagger, because that will continue to grow its strength. So it's somewhere in our draw pile. It's not in our opening hand. That's fine. We don't want to play it till later. So, a couple different things we can do here. For starters, I would play a Battle Trance. There's really no penalty to doing this. It just gives us more options. Juggernaut is not a very helpful card here. However, Uppercut makes him vulnerable and weak. It lets us drop kick him. And we can play one more attack to get ornamental fan value. So I say we play a pummel. Alright, now we only take 5 damage. Yeah, ideally you want to kill the Centurion first before you kill the Mystic. I know that seems backwards, like you always kill the healer or the mage first. But with this fight, this guy just scales up so much and becomes a real nuisance to deal with, even after you kill the Mystic. So I generally like to go for him first, otherwise it ends up hurting you more in the end. Anyhow, we'll play a Pummel Strike and see what we draw. Okay, we drew an Offering. So because we drew this Offering, instead of like playing a Shrug It Off and then playing a Defend, to just try not to take any damage here, we can take 6 damage, kill this guy, proc our Ritual Dagger, and then start taking out the Mystic. That is well worth 6 HP that we're going to heal back anyway. So we're playing Offering. So now, it's very easy to kill this guy. This will do 22 damage. So we'll do 9 plus 22. Since that is fatal damage, we will permanently upgrade our Ritual Dagger. See, now instead of dealing 15 damage, it deals 18 damage, which is obviously stronger. Now we can focus on the Mystic. We'll bash and we'll pummel. And see, he healed a lot of that HP. We could use Art of War here if we want to. We can do this. Or let's see what Battle Trance gets us. Yeah, forget Art of War. We're going to headbutt and put a Battle Trance back on the top of our hand. So we can make extra sure that we kill this guy this turn. Nice, okay. Cool. Rage, Hemokinesis, or Sentinel. Again, we do want some cards that block for us. Hemokinesis is quite good. 2 HP for 15 or 20 damage. That's a lot. Our deck is already pretty good at dealing damage, though. Our deck is still not great at blocking. Sentinel is a great block card, and later on, if we get some cards that let us exhaust cards, it turns into an even more powerful card. So as it stands right now, it's a straight up upgrade to the defense we have, and it can become a more powerful card later. We would like our deck to be able to block a little more consistently, so we're going to pick Sentinel. Alright. Oh, it is the Book of Stabbing. So, this thing can deal a lot of damage very quickly. We have a potion that is going to help us block better. We're going to use it. Fortunately for us, we have a Bronze Scales, and the Book of Stabbing likes to attack several times at once, so we're going to get a lot of value out of that. Alright, what we can do next is, again, we need to kill things before they kill us. We're going to play a Bash into a Defend. We would like to save some HP here. Okay. Ritual Dagger, we would prefer to save until the end. I know it's a lot of damage, but if you can save it for the final part of the fight, it's going to make it stronger later. So that's what we're going to try to do for now. Uppercut will make him weak, which will turn that 18 damage into 12. But let's draw some more cards and see what we get. Okay. So certainly an Uppercut and an Anger are prudent here. And now we can do one of two things. We can take 6 damage, or we can take 0 damage. We're coming up on a campfire, into an event, into a hallway fight, into an event, into another campfire. I say we take the damage. We take the 6 damage. And in exchange, well, here, let's see. We're actually going to draw a Pummel Strike, a Dropkick, and a Pummel. Plus an Offering next turn. So maybe instead of taking the 6 damage here to do 1 Headbutt, we actually will take 6 damage next turn to use Offering instead. See, we looked ahead at what hand we're about to draw next, and it changed what we're going to do. Yeah, I like this much better. We're going to get some ornamental fan value here because we're going to be hitting this guy multiple times. Ooh, we might just have enough to deliver a fatal blow here. We'll see. Yeah, we're drawing cards left and right here. Let's see if this is enough. It's exactly enough. If it wasn't quite enough to be fatal damage, I would have thrown the explosive potion to make sure this happened. Yeah, that's why we save Ritual Dagger for the end of the fight if possible, because now it's going to go from 18 damage to 21 damage. And in fact, all right, we got Orichalcum. If you end your turn without block, you get 6 block. And we got a lot of value out of that metallicized potion that we drank. Oh, I'm so glad this happened. Corruption. I've actually never seen the beta art. I don't know what that's supposed to be. General rule of thumb for Ironclad. You see eruption, you take eruption. Did I just say eruption? I've been playing too much Dead by Daylight. Let me try that one again. General rule of thumb for Slay the Spire. As Ironclad, you see corruption, you take corruption. I'm going to show you why. What? It costs 3 energy and it exhausts all your cards? Why would you want to exhaust your cards? That seems horrible. Well, you get to play all your skills for free. And some of these skills, like Defend, we don't really want to draw later anyway. We want to kill things, right? We don't want to draw a bunch of block cards. Also, when we exhaust something, not only are we getting 5 block from it, we're getting another 4 block from Feel No Pain. And when we exhaust Sentinel, we get 3 energy. Corruption snowballs very quickly. Okay. So we can do a couple things here. We've had plenty of hallway fights. So let's do this campfire. We'll take this event. We'll see what happens here. We'll go to another event, and then we'll go campfire into this elite. So campfire. Been too much Van Halen. Pop. What? I mean, you're right, but how did you know that? I'm doing like a more beginner-friendly Slay the Spire run, just FYI. So I'm taking my time and explaining stuff. Actually haven't been playing that much Van Halen. Been playing a lot of Iron Maiden, though. Like, a lot of Iron Maiden. I cannot play a lot of their solos. I do not have the speed. I cannot get the legato down. It's too fast for me. Anyway. You generally want to upgrade cards that scale as early as possible. Things like Feel No Pain and Juggernaut are things that scale. This won't show me, but when it's not upgraded, you only gain 3 block. When this isn't upgraded, you only deal 5 damage. With Ritual Dagger, every time you deliver fatal damage, instead of increasing it by 3 damage, you're increasing it by 5. That scales very, very quickly, like exponentially faster. So this is a very, very high priority upgrade. So we're upgrading it. Next on my list of upgrades would probably be Corruption or Offering. Because, like, look at this. The Offering upgrade brings it from drawing 3 cards to drawing 5. The Battle Trance upgrade takes it from drawing 3 to drawing 4. right? Like, that's just a straight up better upgrade. Alright. And the corruption upgrade makes it cheaper to cast, which is a good thing. That's a helpful thing. Anyway, what did you write? Dave solos are hard. Yeah, Adrian and Janik are more, I guess, rhythmic. There's more of a detectable pattern. There's more of like oh yeah, I play these scales and these kinds of licks fairly often. Yeah, Dave Murray, the legato is, it's so fast. I can't play legato that fast. So yeah, I agree. Dave's solos give me trouble. Adrian and Janik, I can get behind. I'm glad you had a safe drive home, by the way, Bob. Ah, a blood potion, a speed potion, and a skill potion. Well, we are certainly not a deck that is focusing on dexterity. This is going to be of minimal benefit to us. Blood potion and skill potion, on the other hand, can certainly help us in a pinch. I would rather have an explosive potion than a speed potion. Hello, potion seller. I'm going into battle, and I need your strongest potions. Ah, 4 plated armor each. Fight or the sapphire key. We're taking the threatened needle. That's just a very good upgrade for us. Next act, we can talk about the sapphire key. I wouldn't give up a threatened needle. Ah, the snake plant. I hate the snake plant. I hate this enemy. Alright, that's 21 damage, right? That's bad. That's a lot of damage. Keep in mind that even if we don't play any block cards, we're going to get 6 block from Orichalcum, and we're going to get 4 block from our plated armor, so that's 10 block. If we play Sentinel, that'll be 8 block, plus another 4 block from plated armor, so that gives us 12 block. So it saves us an extra 2 HP. I don't think it's worth it to spend the extra energy for 2 extra XP, not XP, for 2 extra HP, when we could instead use that energy to play whatever dropkick draws us or to play a headbutt. So let's see what happens. If we bash, dropkick, we draw Pummel Strike. We might draw this into an offering. This offering might lead us, or a battle trance, lead into a feel no pain, like we don't know. So that could be something we could do. We could even play a skill potion if we wanted to. In fact, why don't we use the skill potion and see what we get? Ah, a disarm. Now that is a powerful card, especially against Snake Plant. Any enemy that attacks you in multiple increments is really weak to losing their strength. This guy's going to go from dealing 21 damage to us to 15 because we're making it lose 2 strength, like so. And that strength stays down for the rest of combat. It's not like weak or vulnerable where it only applies a certain number. That just stays that way for the rest of combat. Free skill wildcard potion. Yes, Bob. Yes, potion seller. And it gets spiked times 3. Exactly. So Snake Plant is going to take some damage for this, which is good. So now I think we play a Pummel Strike. Oh, there we go. There's a battle trance. That might get us an offering. We'll see. Oh, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. No, this is fine. Okay. So that worked out well in our favor. Ooh, this will deal 31 damage. Let's see. If we can draw a pummel from playing Shrug It Off, we'll be able to finish it off with the Ritual Dagger, I think. Actually, no, I don't think we will. Either way. We're going to play the offering here. Sacrifice the 6 HP so that we can get a guaranteed uppercut into a guaranteed Ritual Dagger. That's well worth 6 HP. Well worth 6 HP that we're going to heal back anyway. We want as many Ritual Dagger procs as we can possibly get. We want to make this card super powerful. Okay. All three of these are interesting choices. I already know which one I'm going to pick, but I'm going to walk you through each one so you understand what I'm thinking. Searing Blow can be upgraded an infinite number of times. Each time you upgrade it, it will deal 4 additional damage. Excuse me. This is really good if you pick it early on. When you pick this early on, and you can upgrade, and you don't have that many cards in your deck, or you have a way of getting this card out consistently, it's really good. It's really, really good. Right now, it's bad. It is a much weaker Ritual Dagger, Pummel, Uppercut, Pommel Strike. It's just weak. It's just a bad card. We don't have any way of continually upgrading it. It's bad. We don't want it right now. Shockwave is a great card. In fact, one of my favorite cards. 5 weak and 5 vulnerable to all enemies. I mean, that's very powerful. It's a good card. It's getting usurped by Metallicize right now. Because Metallicize synergizes with Juggernaut. Juggernaut says whenever you gain block, deal 7 damage to a random enemy. At the end of your turn, you gain 3 block. We also get Thread and Needle, which gives us 4 block at the end of the turn. Metallicize gives us another 3 block. This is passive block. This means that we're going to generate block without spending any energy. So we can spend that energy on killing our enemies while we get block for free in case we don't kill those enemies. So Metallicize just edges out Shockwave a little bit here. Okay. All right. We don't need to spend any energy blocking this turn because Orichalcum and Thread and Needle give us 10 block, and he's only dealing 10 damage to us. So there is no need to play a block card. As such, we're going to Headbutt, then we're going to Anger, we're going to Feel No Pain. Now, I suppose we could Ritual Dagger here, but it's not quite lethal. We could play our Explosive Potion, and then it will be lethal. Honestly, not the worst use of our Explosive Potion. The boss is the champ. He's just one enemy. I think we're going to use it. That's really not the worst use of our... That's really not the worst use of our potion. I can think of better ways, but that's not a bad way. All right, let me show you this whole Juggernaut thing. Because we have a Feel No Pain in play, which means whenever this stupid guy gives us those dazed debuffs, it's not going to matter because they're going to turn into good block for us. So if I do a Juggernaut and a Metallicize, watch what happens here. We're about to gain block, so he's going to take damage from us gaining block from multiple increments. Watch this. He just took 21 damage because we blocked from Thread and Needle, then we blocked from Orichalcum, and then we blocked from Feel No Pain. I'm sorry, not Feel No Pain. First we blocked from Thread and Needle, then we blocked from Orichalcum, then we blocked from Metallicize. 3 different increments of blocking dealt 7 damage for each increment. 21 damage is a lot of damage. There, we also just gained block from Ornamental Fan. Do you see how quickly that damage scales up? Like, Juggernaut wasn't a powerful card when we first got it, but now that we have things like Metallicize, Thread and Needle, and Orichalcum, and we have all these passive block events coming in different increments, it's turning Juggernaut into something really powerful. It's keeping us alive and it's dealing damage, while we also have a plethora of other cards that deal damage. Things are going well. This card is... This card is okay. But because we already have an attack, like Ritual Dagger and other high damaging things like Pummel, Uppercut, that are just consistent sources of damage, we don't need Infernal Blade. Exhausting it pairs nicely with Juggernaut and Feel No Pain, but overall it's an okay upgrade. Heavy Blade and Flex make absolutely no sense in this deck. This is not a strength deck, so we're not picking either one. In fact, I'm not picking any of those cards. You don't want to pick a card every time you're offered one. If it doesn't fit with your deck, you shouldn't take it. We have 20 cards in our deck. That's a good number. I would like to have maybe, when things are all said and done, maybe like 25, 26 cards. Maybe if we get some really good card rewards, maybe closer to like 28, 29. But you don't want your deck to be too large. You don't want to always take the card reward. Anyway. Now we choose, do we want to upgrade Metallicize? Again, this scales, I generally say. Stuff that scales, you want to highly prioritize that upgrade. So Metallicize would not be a bad thing to upgrade. However, we already have an Orichalcum and a Thread and Needle on top of a Metallicize. Is it getting us that much extra out of it? Kinda, sorta. Not a bad upgrade. But Corruption and Offering are just better upgrades for what we need our deck to do right now. I mean, more card draw is just it's just amazing. Corruption is also not a bad choice. Spending one less for Corruption so that we can do other things on that same turn. Or if we draw into it with Pummel Strike or Shrug It Off, now it's not like, oh, I can't play this card. So since we have a fair amount of card draw already, we have Offering, we have Battle Trance, and we have Dropkick, and we have Shrug It Off. We already have a fair amount of card draw. We're going to do the Corruption upgrade. And the next upgrade will probably be Offering. Okay. Glad we upgraded Corruption. So, this kind of sucks. All we can really do is block here. I feel like we need to play a Corruption and a Feel No Pain, even though I'd like to play Metallicize. We kind of drew all our powers on turn one. We're going to use our potion here as well. Yeah, this is not ideal. Okay. We have a lot of card draw this turn. We have energy from Offering, and we want to get Juggernaut into play ASAP. Because now every time we game block, we deal damage. So let's play our Offering. This is going to get us energy, draw us 3 cards, and exhaust. And when it exhausts, it's going to give us 4 block. And when we get 4 block, we're going to deal 7 damage to one of these guys. That's a ton of value from one card, isn't it? All for the cost of 6 life? That's nothing. Okay. So, let's exhaust to defend for free and get some block. Next, we can uppercut this guy. We can pummel strike him, I guess. Ooh. Finishing him off with a Ritual Dagger. Probably not the worst idea here. Let's do it. Again, as long as it's fatal. Finish him. Do it. Do it. I'm trying to be quiet because the wife is asleep. But we finished him. We did it. Alright, I don't think we need to draw any additional cards right now. I suppose we could have played Battle Trance and hoped to have drawn a Sentinel, but I would rather just make sure next turn we don't get our face crushed. Yeah, I like this. I like this outcome better. Now here's a neat thing we can do with Headbutt. We can put whatever card we want on the top of our deck, and then we can draw it with Shrug It Off. So what card should we pick? I'm pretty partial to drawing an Uppercut here. Vulnerable and weak. You know, it's a good combo. So let's draw an Uppercut. Uppercut this guy. Now we can exhaust our Sentinel to do a dropkick to this guy, or we can just play an Anger, kill him that way. And this guy's going down. Alright. But do you see how we utilized the resources we had between our relics and our cards, and we decided, yeah, taking 6 damage there to make sure we can get all the cards we want and have enough energy to play them, how that won us the fight, and we took a minimal amount of damage as a result. If you try to play too conservatively there, the enemies are gonna end up dealing way more damage to you than you would deal to yourself from playing Offering. That's why Offering is a very, very, very good card, and a card you should not shy away from. Anyway, we get a Toy Ornithopter, a Fire Potion. Wow. So, these are some interesting choices. Berserk gives us... You didn't see how what happened. We could Artifacts for a non-ascension. Oh, heck yeah, dude. These are... Yeah, we got some very good relics. So Bloodletting is a pretty good card. It gives us energy for the cost of 3 HP. That's not bad at all. Second Wind is also great. It stacks super well with Feel No Pain and with Juggernaut. Because each time you exhaust a card, it's giving you block, and each time you get block, it's triggering Juggernaut. And it's also making you harder to hit. This is probably the card I'm going to take. Berserk is... yeah, it gives you energy each turn. But you need to draw this card in order to play the card, which takes time. Sometimes it's in your opening hand, sometimes it's not. Sometimes you don't really want to be vulnerable for a turn. So even though our deck really does need more energy, Second Wind is just better. It gets rid of all the status cards in your hands, any curses that you don't want in your hand, all non-attack cards in your hand. So that includes all the bad cards you don't want in your hand. They're gone. So we're going with Second Wind because it just synergizes so well. Have we had any real events? I think they've all been hallway fights. Let's see if we get an event here. Oh, well. That's an interesting one. I normally go for the card remove here, but, excuse me, but we already removed a lot of the cards that we didn't really want in our deck. I suppose you could remove an Anger here, but the reason I want to keep Anger is to proc Ornamental Fan. This makes us gain more block, which deals more damage with Juggernaut. I don't really see a need to get rid of Anger. Or we could upgrade these 3 defends. So instead of doing 5 block each, they do 8 block each. That's not bad. I'm going to take the free block, actually. I normally don't do that. Alright. For the champ. None of these cards alone are going to be like the defining factor of how we beat the champ. So I'm going to upgrade Offering just because it's on paper the best I almost said the best offering. It's on paper by far the strongest upgrade that we have among our choices here. We have a blood potion in case we need more health during this fight, but 47 HP should be plenty to kill the champ based on how well our deck is doing. So let's upgrade Offering. And let's fight the champ. Ideally, we'd like to kill him with Ritual Dagger. We will see what happens. Let's start things off with a Feel No Pain. I guess into an Offering to see if we can draw some of our powers. We sure did. Drew a Corruption. Good. Now, this is a longer fight. Because it's a longer fight, I'm going to hold off on Corruption for a little bit. Because we are going to need some of those block cards later. I don't want to exhaust them just yet, so we're not playing Corruption yet. Instead, let me think. Uppercut would be a better choice into either a Pummel Strike or a Battle Trance. So let's start with that. Let's do an Uppercut into a Pummel Strike. Pummel Strike, however you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. Now we can do a Battle Trance. Okay. We did not get Metallicized, but that's okay. We can just play a block card and be fine. Pungle Spike. Alright, great. Now we have Juggernaut and Metallicize, so we're just going to go ahead and play each of those and let them start going to work. 21 damage for doing nothing. It's a good deal. I'll take it any day. Hehe. Okay. Again, I'm going to hold off on Corruption here. I'm going to save it for later. We don't have a very large deck, so this is okay. And see, we can do all kinds of other stuff. I know I'm playing a little bit fast now, but there's lots of other stuff that we can do and other ways that we can game block. We can exhaust cards, we can let Thread and Needle do the work, we can let Metallicize do the work, we can play multiple attacks, which let Ornamental Fan give us block, and then the more block we get, you know, the more Juggernaut deals damage. So we stay protected, we game block, and we deal damage. Like, it's just... This deck has a lot of good synergies working with it. Now it's going to be how we play this fight. That's going to determine how well we do. Let's put Bash back on top of our deck to just keep him nice and vulnerable. Draw it with Battle Trance. Keep him nice and vulnerable. There's our Ritual Dagger. We want to save that for later. Here's our Uppercut, our 2 Angers, which gives us block, our Defend, which gives us block, and then all our block stuff, which, you guessed it, gives us block. Alright. So he's going to split soon. In fact, I don't think there's a way to stop him from splitting this turn. When the champ splits, he becomes enraged and becomes very powerful the following turn. So once you... I know I keep saying split, because that's like how Slime Boss works, but when I say split, I mean once you get him to half HP, his combat mechanics change. So... you would normally like to get him down to as close to 210 health as possible, and then just bum rush as much damage as you can. On this turn, I can play a bunch of these attacks, and then all of my block stuff will get him down below 210 health. But if I do nothing this turn, if I just sit back and do nothing, 2 things are going to happen. Number 1, I'm going to deal 21 damage to him from Juggernaut proccing 3 times. That will put him down to, what would that be? 21 damage, that would be 207 HP. Because we're going to do 27 damage, because he's going to get rid of that block when my turn ends and his turn begins. So that puts him at 207, which is below 210, which is not something that we want. We want him lower than that if possible. So, let's play this. Let's see if we can get another pummel. Yes, we do. Okay. Unfortunately, we are weak this turn, so these aren't going to do as much damage, but we still just want to deal as much as we can. Alright, now here he goes. And I think now is the time to play Corruption. Any debuff we give him, like you might be thinking, oh, let's headbutt into drop kick into uppercut. Problem there is that he gets rid of all his debuffs after this phase. So unfortunately, that's not going to do a whole lot. Let's drop kick him. Go from there. But maybe we should... Now, hopefully we draw our Ritual Dagger later in this fight. That's the hope. Of course. We might need to just use our Ritual Dagger and not have it get upgraded here. Because again, when he becomes stronger in the next turn, he could kill us pretty easily. So, we're going to play it. Sorry, Ritual Dagger. I hardly knew you. And we're going to play our Corruption here. You see, that's 36 damage coming in. We cannot take this kind of a beating for very long. We simply cannot. We gotta kill him before he kills us. There we go. Whew, alright. I don't know why there is no music. Bungle Strike. I don't know why there is no music. Usually after you beat a boss, they play music. Oh well. So we have some interesting choices here. We really do. You can't go wrong picking any of these three. Feed is exceptionally powerful. Feed is really, really, really good. That is a tasty burger. Feed scales really well. It keeps raising your max HP by 4 if you upgrade it, which is insane. That's having max HP and having more and more and more of it really keeps you alive, brings you to the end game. Feed would be a very good choice. Double tap. Your next 2 attacks are played twice. Goes well with Ornamental Fan. Goes very well with Ritual Dagger. Like, very, very well. This becomes quite a potent finisher. Problem is, you have to draw it with Ritual Dagger. And now we've got 21 cards in our deck, so the odds of these 2 cards being in the same hand gets a little slim, especially because we're saving Ritual Dagger for kind of our final strike against most enemies, so probably not our best choice. Exhume is a great card. A card that you exhausted, you get to bring it back and play it again, which triggers Feel No Pain, which triggers Juggernaut. You're going to get to play it for free because you have Corruption. It's a powerful combo. It really is. You can bring back another Offering and play Offering again if you want. You can play Ritual Dagger again if you want. So Exhume and Feed are the top choices here. I would pick Feed if we didn't have a Ritual Dagger. We really want Ritual Dagger to be the thing that's killing our enemies, not Feed. We're doing well enough with the HP we have. We have a Blood Potion. We're healing 6 HP every turn. We're blocking quite well. We don't really need the max HP as much as we would like to have an even more powerful Ritual Dagger or to be able to bring back Offering to draw us more cards. So, for that reason, we are going with Exhume. Oh my god. That's a Snecko-Eye. That's a Snecko-Eye. Ugh. This is probably like one of my absolute favorite relics in the entire game. You can read what it does. Oh, the 2 extra card draw every turn is game-breakingly powerful. Starting Confused, though, is going to hurt us with all these cost 0 cards that are going to suddenly turn into 2 or 3 cost cards. It's going to make our deck a lot less consistent. Mark of Pain is also quite good. Adding 2 wounds into our draw pile sucks. It basically just curses that we have to draw, which we don't want. We can get rid of them with Second Wind. But again, we have to draw Second Wind at the same time we draw those wounds, which doesn't always happen. Busted Crown I like later on because we don't need as many card rewards at this point in time. Our deck is pretty simplified in its the staples that are making the deck do its thing. We don't need to aggressively expand our deck right now. Our deck is pretty good. So if I had a lot of high cost cards and I didn't have things like Offering and things like Battle Trance, then I would be taking Snecko Eye. If if we needed to expand our deck more and really broaden the amount of things the deck can do, and we needed card reward choice, I would choose Mark of Pain over Busted Crown. But because our deck is already pretty good, I think Busted Crown is probably the best thing to pick here. Hopefully I'm right. Okay. Now we need to be conscious about the other 2 emeralds. This is optional, by the way. You don't have to do this. But to unlock the true final boss of the game, you have to gather all 3 of these shards. We already got the emerald, the green one, from beating the Super Elite in Act 1. If you don't beat the Super Elite in Act 1, another one will spawn in Act 2, and then if you don't beat that one, another one will spawn in Act 3, in which point you just have to go to that one. The ruby key, the red one, instead of resting or upgrading a card at a campfire, you have to choose the ruby key. And then for the sapphire key, for the blue one, when we go to our next treasure room, we can either pick the relic or pick the sapphire key. So I typically save it till towards the end, unless it's just a really bad relic that I don't want. But we're going to have to miss out on a relic here. Anyway. Trying to decide which way I want to go. So I like this direction. It'll give us a campfire, shop, elites, and then another campfire, then another elite. Once we arrive here, we can decide, are we up for another elite, or do we want to just go to a regular hallway fight, depending on how we're doing. This right path also makes sense to me, but 2 shops in a row does not. So we're going to take this earlier shop. This is an annoying fight. This opening hand is pretty awful. So we're going to use a power potion and see if we get anything better. Demon form. It's not bad. Probably helps us the most with this fight, so we're going to play it. And we're going to do this. Gain whatever block we need. Do this. And do that. Alright, we take a damage here. He's vulnerable, so we'll drop kick him. Out of context, I think that would sound really strange. Anyway, we killed him there, but he'll come back if we don't kill these other 2. So now, let's do a metallicize. And let's do a bash on this one. Right now, we would really like to have a Juggernaut in play, but we don't. Let's get our Corruption in play. And let's do our offering, and hopefully it shows up. There it is, the last card we drew. Juggernaut and Feel No Pain, and now we can start popping off. Let's do, what is this, 9 times 5? That's 45, plus another 15. Yeah, that's lethal. Now this one's going to grow back. This one's going to grow back. Watch. Yeah, this becomes a little tricky now. But fortunately, we have all these upgraded defends that are just blocking a lot for us. I kept him alive on purpose because I want to draw a Ritual Dagger. So now we can finish him off and play a Ritual Dagger on this one. And then it'll get stronger. Do it. That was a pretty good one. Oh, and we get a Flame Barrier. We are going to take that. That is a block card we have been sorely needing for a while. Okay. Now again, we can just get 10 free block here if we want to. But I think let's bash into Pummel. And I think we take this block here. Because had we used Headbutt there, it would have put Bash back on top of our deck, which we don't necessarily want. Bash is becoming a not so exciting card. Let's do a Juggernaut, an Italicize, and an Offering. And see what we get from it. Typically we get lots of value, which, you know, we clearly just did. And now we get to finish him off with a Ritual Dagger before he ever has a chance to do anything to us. And we get to make our Ritual Dagger stronger. Yeah, Flex Plus doesn't belong in our deck. No thank you. It's not a strength deck. Ah. Okay, let's talk about this. Unless you have that relic that negates the next 2 curses you get, Omamori I think it's called, or you can get rid of both of these curses like immediately, like your next shop, like, or when this curse is in your hand, it destroys you. Not being able to play more than 3 cards is just so bad. So you should only ever pick this if you can get rid of that curse ASAP. We can't do that. Also, you get 2 of them. You get 2 of those curses, not just 1. You get 2. We're not going to a shop for a little while, and then we're only getting rid of 1. Right? And then we have to go through a whole elite fight before we get to another shop and remove it. Not worth it. Not doing it. Upgrade all cards so we no longer heal. Well, I'm going to be real with you. There's not a whole lot of cards left we want to upgrade. So that's going to be a no. Fight a boss from Act 1 to get a rare relic. We're going to absolutely annihilate this boss from Act 1. And we're going to get a rare relic for it. And we're going to probably heal. And we're going to make Ritual Dagger more powerful. So yeah, we're fighting a boss from Act 1. Hello, slime boss. I'm actually going to play Headbutt before I play Bash. Because reasons. I don't want Bash going back on top of our deck. Do not want that. I decided to bring Pummel back there. Alright. And we obviously don't want to take that much damage. We didn't draw Juggernaut, which is unfortunate, but is also okay. I'm going to show you a neat trick you can do here. Let's see what we draw. Ah, we drew an offering. Okay, well, never mind. I might still do it, we'll see. Yeah, let's use Juggernaut here. And I'll show you why. Watch how much damage the second wind is about to deal. Watch this. And goodbye, Slime Boss. Anyway, yeah, that just killed Slime Boss in one turn. But you could also have thrown a fire potion to deal 20 damage, and that would have lowered him even further. Then instead of him splitting into, for example, 2 slimes that each have like 40 health, they'll split into 2 slimes that each have 20 health. Because you cut his damage in half. Or, I'm sorry. Because you cut his HP in half with your fire potion. And when he splits, he gets 2 copies of whatever HP he has at the time of the split. The only problem here is we don't have a ritual dagger to finish him off. So, we're going to end our turn. That's going to do 7 damage to him. So then each slime is going to have 1 HP. And fortunately, we drew a ritual dagger. So we can damage one of these things and kill the other with ritual dagger, and then ritual dagger will be fatal. So if we exhaust a slime tier, exhausting will trigger Feel No Pain, which gives us 4 block. And then, because we gained 4 block, Juggernaut will deal 7 damage to one of these 2, which kills them. So, there, it's dead. And now we use Ritual Dagger on this one. So instead of doing 46 damage, it now does 51. 51 is good. It's a lot of damage. I don't know why the combat music is still going after we beat the thing. This is a strange glitch. Thunderclap? No thank you. Lizard Tail? Heck yeah. It's a free fairy. Alright, this thing is still, still going. I don't know why. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah, we can take these guys. I'm not backing down from this. Oh, dear God, that's a lot of damage. Well, let's try to kill this one first. It has lower HP, so why not? I'll take a Juggernaut, thank you very much. Juggernaut into second wind seems pretty good here. We get to exhaust both of these and get some energy back. So we will Juggernaut, we will second wind. Get some block back from that. A boom, boom. Get some block there. Alright. And now that's much more manageable. Feel No Pain, for sure. Offering, most likely. Yeah, let's do it. Oh. We get to double Ritual Dagger, boys. I will show you how. So first we do a pummel. Well, that's only 10 damage. Oh wait, yeah, it's not gonna matter. First you do a pummel. Then we do a Ritual Dagger on this one. Right? So that goes up to 56 damage. Then we use Exhume. And Exhume will bring Ritual Dagger back into our hand. Then we play it again. Now it deals 61 damage. Oh, and we get a Tungsten Rod. This is an extremely powerful relic. Extremely powerful. You see that relic? You pick that relic. And we get a Sentinel, which we are taking. I like extra energy and extra block. We could drink this blood potion right now and take this fear potion. And in fact, we're going to bring us back to full HP. See, we drank it so we could take another potion. That fear potion and the fire potion and the energy potion could all come in very handy in the upcoming fights. All right, let's do this one. Oh, well. We certainly do not need to heal the full HP because we're at full HP. We can take the 333 gold and get rid of that golden idol. No way we were getting 333 more gold from it. Okay. Is there anything we want to upgrade? I guess at this point in time, either a second wind or a flame barrier would be a good upgrade. Pommel strike is also a great upgrade. Battle trance is not a bad upgrade either. You really can't go wrong here. What is it? The time eater. So a time eater, yeah, we probably want more passive stuff. Let's do metallicize. It's a scaling card that's going to get stronger. Oh, a membership card, eh? Yeah, we're taking that. Calipers is very good, as is ink bottle. Dual wielding ritual daggers. Can you imagine? We already kind of have Exhume that does that for us. Would we remove an anger? Maybe? I don't know. Right now it's still kicking ass. Fiend Fire is also a very good card. It stacks very nicely with what we have. Yeah, we could maybe do a Fiend Fire, but Ritual Dagger is just so much stronger. But at the same time, when we use Fiend Fire, it exhausts our whole hand, which gives us a ton of block and deals a ton of damage, so we'll probably take it. But we're also taking Ink Bottle and Calipers, because we can afford it. Yeah, we have cleaned out this shop. We might go to another one with how much gold we have and get lots of relics. I say heck yeah, let's do it. We'll probably go to that other shop. Okay. This is not a great opening hand, is it? That is not any better. That is arguably worse. Oh, we'll get a little bit of Art of War value, I suppose. Yeah, not having AoE cards here is a little on the rough side. Wow, this is really bad. I'm not going to attack that one because it's just going to die anyway. I think it's time to throw the fire potion. Yeah. Alright. That's some good dropkick value, if I do say so. Feel no pain. Ah, there we go. There's metallicize. There's offering. See, tungsten rod. We took one less damage from that. Ah, corruption and juggernaut. Wonderful. Now you're gonna really see this deck take off. I mean, just look at this. It was ridiculous. Thank you, Calipers. Ah, we can second win this hand. Deal a ton of damage. And now we can kill this thing with a ritual dagger. Heh. And we get back to full HP. Oh, and we get a mummified hand. That is a good relic. Rupture. There's only one card that makes us lose HP in our deck. Gaining the 1 strength from that is not even close to worth it. So we'll pass. We'll take the Mummified Hand, which is very powerful. Now remember, we need to take the Sapphire Key here. Oh, man. We have to give up Pen Nib for this. I don't know why Pen Nib is considered a common relic. I think Pen Nib is amazing. Double damage Ritual Dagger. I mean, come on. It's a great relic. Anyway. True Grit is on sale for 12 gold. That's incredible. Abacus. We can probably take that. We can probably take Pocket Watch. Do we need a Whetstone? Upgrades to random attacks. I guess it's... For how cheap it is, I don't see why not. Yeah. And at this point, we can probably remove Anger from our deck. But let's get the relics first. I feel like we won't actually get that much value out of Pocket Watch, now that I think about it. There aren't going to be a lot of turns that we play 3 or fewer cards, just with how much energy this deck generates. So I guess Abacus and Whetstone we definitely want, so let's take those. Oh good, it upgraded Fiend Fire and Pommel Strike. Those are 2 things we definitely would like upgraded. True Grip. Yep, I very much like True Grip. When you upgrade True Grit, you get to gain 9 block and exhaust whatever card you want in your hand. That makes it pretty strong. We're taking it. And yeah, probably time to get rid of Anger. I know it can help us proc Ornamental Fan, but it's kind of getting in the way of other cards we want to draw at this point. So goodbye, Anger. I don't think we need to swap out any of our potions. I think they're perfectly fine. I don't think we need Apotheosis because most of the cards in our deck are already upgraded. Mind Blast is just a meme. Don't ever take this card, please. Don't take this card ever. Okay. So now we'll take these 2 elites. We'll use this last campfire to get the Ruby Key. Or we could go to a 3rd shop and actually just get even more relics. In fact, that's not actually a bad idea considering we have a membership card. The reason we go to these elite fights is because they're going to give us relics. But this shop will actually give us probably 2 relics, and then we don't have to even worry about taking damage. And then we can get the Ruby Key and upgrade something. So normally I would say let's take these 2 elites, but because we have a membership card, and because we have these 2 campfires flanked by a shop, we are going to do this. I think we just go straight for the True Grit upgrade. It's a very powerful upgrade. Oh. Singing Bowl is too little too late. Doesn't really help us. Nunchaku is a great relic, as is Brimstone is an interesting one. Again, we're really not running a strength deck per se, but it helps out with Pummel and with Fiend Fire quite a bit. And it scales really rapidly. And we do have a Tungsten Rod, which will negate some of the strength our enemies are gaining, so I am actually going to take it. This might be our doom. We'll see. This might be our doom. I certainly hope it's not, but we'll see. Okay. Distilled Chaos could be very good here. I like that a lot better than this colorless potion that's probably not going to do anything. If we want to go for consistency, a weak potion is also quite nice. And it pairs nicely with our calipers. And we are facing the Time Eater, so yeah, playing the top 3 cards will actually feed into Time Eater's power. So let's grab a weak potion. All right. Anything we desperately want to upgrade? Not really. Let's take the ruby key here, and now we have all 3 keys. All right, let's do a hallway fight. Oh, brimstone. What is that? Is that a brimstone? Is that what that is? All right, well, this is a pretty easy one. We can feel no pain. And see, Mummified Hand just made Ritual Dagger free. We'll use it to kill this one. That was lethal damage. Chinese dumplings but black. Ah, very cool. Then we exhume Ritual Dagger back into our hand to yet again kill another one of these. See, exhume was a good pick. Oh, and now we can draw a bunch of cards and watch this. That's Fiend Fire for you. No need to rest when we are at max HP. For Time Eater, I guess Battle Trance is not a bad card. Exhume being upgraded is also fairly nice. We'll take the card draw. Alright, Time Eater, let's see what you got. Ooh, Corruption, Juggernaut on the same opening hand. Well, we're not playing Corruption this early in the fight. It's just gonna be bad news for us. So, doing Juggernaut instead. Let's just throw that weak potion. Yeah, we're not getting any value out of Toy Ornithopter, but oh well. That's all I will do this turn. Remember, every 12th card you play makes Time Eater stronger. Yeah, now Brimstone is gonna be not so friendly with us. I think it's gonna be Feel No Pain, Flame Barrier, Shrug It Off, Uppercut, and we'll leave it there. Why did I pick Brimstone? Why did I do that? I mean, I know why I did it, but... Pummel. And then we exhume the pummel, I think, is what makes the most sense. Yep. Then we do this. And now he's going to heal all of his HP next turn. So we're not going to do any more damage. We're just going to block. And again, no reason to deal any damage here because he's just going to heal himself. So we're just going to end our turn. That way we get Art of War value. See? And he heals all his HP. Okay. Now is a good time to play Corruption. But I think we'll Battle Trance first and then play Corruption. Otherwise, we're just going to lose this card. Uh-oh. That's not ideal. Alright, well this still deals a ton of damage, so we still play that. Yikes. I actually think we're fine here. That's 99 damage. Yeah, that's lethal. I knew that by exhausting multiple cards there, it would give me block in multiple increments, which would cause him to take damage from Juggernaut again in multiple increments. So, where did True Grit go? Yep, True Grit literally saved a huge ton of HP for us, and it got us a Ritual Dagger proc. True Grit's a very good card, especially upgraded. Alright, this is the final boss, by the way, in case you didn't know. You need to have the 3 keys to go fight the final boss. That's how you get past that thing. And then this is the ending. I guess free Exhume makes sense. Upgraded Flame Barrier is also very good against the heart. And we do have a Calipers. And that Brimstone might actually kill us. Oh man, I don't know why I chose Brimstone. Really wasn't my smartest idea. Do we want a waffle? Maybe. Sword Boomerang? Meh. I don't think so. A Blood Potion is probably better than a Lee's Waffle here, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, let's do it. Maybe we take an Evolve? Maybe. We have a Tungsten Rod, that's why I took the frickin' Brimstone. Honestly, maybe a second Blood Potion. Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna do 2 Blood Potions. I could see us dying here. A Fear Potion will be good for getting rid of an artifact charge on the upcoming fight, so I'm gonna keep that. Our deck is good at generating energy. Do I want an Evolve? I don't think so. The only status cards we're gonna get are the ones from the Heart and these 2 fights that are coming up, or this elite fight that's coming up with the 2 elites. And we can get rid of those with Fiendfire and Second Wind, so I think I'm okay. And just like that, we have 25 cards, which is, I think, almost exactly what I predicted earlier. We'll have to Ritual Dagger this guy and then Exhume it later. That's not really what I wanted to draw right now, but that's okay. We're going to take the Shrug It Off for next turn. Now here's a little secret. We can play Second Wind here. It's not going to exhaust anything. It's not going to do anything. But it's going to count for our next charge on Ink Bottle. So if I play a Second Wind, see, even though it did nothing, we now have a 3rd charge on Ink Bottle, which is great. We want Ink Bottle to draw us as many cards as possible. So if we have the energy to spare, and it's not going to mess with something like Art of War, we want to do it. Okay. Nah. this thing dies. Oh no, it doesn't. Ah, I forgot it gets blocked from its buddy over there. Oh boy. So I guess this is Juggernaut into Fiend Fire. But then we don't have Corruption. Oh wait, this is 18 damage. This is exactly lethal. So it's Corruption, Sentinel... Wait, no, it's Corruption, Juggernaut, Sentinel, Uppercut. Yeah. Oh yeah, Mummified Hand. I almost forgot. Never mind, that didn't really matter at all. Oh, game glitched for a bit there. We now exhume our Ritual Dagger. Do we have Feel No Pain in play? Oh no, we haven't even drawn Feel No Pain. So this isn't actually going to get us any block. It got us a bit of block from Ornamental Fan, but that's about it. I guess we drink this now. I don't know when else it's going to be useful. Oh, here we go. This should finish it off. Alright. Oh, we get an Ice Cream as our final... Wow. And an upgraded Inflame. I mean, Brimstone is just a much stronger version of Inflame. It's basically a demon form, but it also makes our opponent stronger, which... It does make Pummel a lot stronger. The thing is, the heart can only take 200 damage per turn, so we're going to skip out on it. But leaving Ink Bottle on 8, with Nunchaku on 9, and we just picked up Ice Cream. We should be in good shape for the heart. Fingers crossed. Oh, on lower ascensions, it can actually lose up to 300 HP. I did not know that. That's good to know. Let's throw our Fear Potion. And now the Beat of Death actually isn't going to hurt us because we have Tungsten Rod. So, ha. And that is why Tungsten Rod is very powerful. Very, very, very powerful. Okay. I guess we might as well play cards. Oh, yep, because we trigger Ink Bottle. That gives us Battle Trance. We probably want Flame Barrier next turn. So I think the correct move here... Well, Uppercut's also... We would love to apply Weak to the heart. Because he attacks for a large amount of damage, so yeah, let's keep him weak. We can exhume this Ritual Dagger back to us later. Or we can play Headbutt now and put Flame Barrier back on top of our deck. Which might be better, but let's stick with the theme of let's kill things before they kill us. We're going to get Ritual Dagger back. We're going to get it back. Here's all those statuses I was telling you about. Ouch. Okay. Ouch. Excuse me, how much damage is that? No. So we do have a lizard tail, which is going to save us. The reason he's dealing so much damage is because we have brimstone, which is making us stronger, but is also making him stronger. Him, her, I don't know. It's a heart. Probably doesn't have a gender. Anyway. That brimstone was a bad choice. I don't know why I picked it. Tungsten rod is going to save us a lot of damage here. Instead of 7 times 12, it's essentially 6 times 12, which is still lethal damage, which is not great, but lizard tail will save us, and tungsten rod will save us. See? And ice cream is conserving us energy between turns. Yeesh, this is rough. I actually don't know how this is gonna go. Oh, well, never mind. We win. We drew a Fiend Fire. Yeah, actually, Lizard Tail keep us alive this turn, even if we don't make it all the way, but we should be okay. Yeah. This, a Pummel Strike, and then Fiend Fire. And GG, no re. Thank you for watching How to Ironclad. That was my best off-the-cuff, hey, this is how I approach Ironclad. Obviously, I didn't go over every possible scenario. I just walked you through the cards I was dealt in a way that I tried to make as much sense as possible. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, this was not scripted. This is completely off the cuff. I'm doing this for a friend of mine who said that they really like the game, but they're having trouble with it. So, hope you enjoyed, friend, and I hope everybody watching enjoyed. I'll catch you next time I stream. Thank you for tuning in.